going to call this meeting of the City Commission to order and begin, as is our habit, with a moment of silence. Please join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That brings us to our first opportunity for public comment. This is for public comment for any item that's on the agenda. So if you can reference the... Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do roll call first. City Clerk.
Commissioner Belcheck,
I am here.
Commissioner Perdue,
Present.
Commissioner Asasi,
Present.
Commissioner Robbins,
Present.
Commissioner Kilgore, Mayor LeGrand.
Present. That brings us to public comments on any item that's on the agenda.
Sorry, one more thing.
One more thing.
Excuse Commissioner.
Oh, right. Can I have a motion to excuse Commissioner Knight?
So moved.
I heard a move.
Support.
Two moves equals a support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great. And that brings us to public items, items on the agenda. If you could reference those and, right, and the interpreter. So if the interpreter could come up and explain their function in Spanish, since I will explain it in English. And we have an English to Spanish and Spanish to English interpreter for those who need those functions. So if you can explain it in Spanish.
Buenas tardes, nos complace ofrecer servicios de interpretación al español. Esto incluye interpretación al español durante la reunión y al inglés para aquellos que quieren hacer comentarios públicos.
Thank you. And Mr. Jones. And for those of you who might also be coming up, please tell us where you live, at least by ward, and your name before you begin. But everyone has 3 minutes.
How you doing? I'm D. Jones. I stay in the Orchards. I was forced out of the house I stayed in on Tamarack. I'm here to speak on the resolution approving construction agreements and accepting public utilities easement for North Raven. So you guys have some handouts before you. As you guys know, I'm a big advocate for digital assets, and I see that you guys are actually approving construction agreement for utility. And the funny thing is I actually help shape and structure the future of digital finance. So as you guys know, I'm a streamer on a decentralized streaming platform called Party. And you have another handout. So I'm actually developing a partnership with Texas Southern University Historical Black College. My cousin has actually came here with me, and he's been here. The young guy who's the captain of the NBA 2K team. He's also studying engineering at TSU. And so as you guys are looking at, construction agreements and accepted public utilities, I actually got the CEO of Party to add 3D printed construction as an actual utility for this Party token. So you can actually earn and stream digital finance for free, and you can actually utilize these digital finances to actually fund a 3D printed construction empire. And so I'm also on the Tax and Regulations Committee for the GR Chambers and the Infrastructure and Natural Resources Committee. So I am going to be sticking it to the billionaires and everybody at the GR Chambers and getting on their nerves and being on the committee and actually advocating for our natural resources to be used for the real social good and our infrastructure to be used for the real social good. I understand how business and policy all align together, and the thing I'm speaking on with the approving the construction agreement. So basically what I'm asking the city to do in the future, as you guys have already adopted 3D printed construction, as we have some federal legislation called the Clarity Act that is having a lot of disagreement because of the fractional reserve that the central banking system gives people.
Mr. Jones, this hasn't possibly got anything to do with the construction of a pedestrian bridge. I'm sorry. Like, if you could actually address, there will be an opportunity for you to talk about crypto and 3D printing and the future of America in public comments at the end. But if you
I understand that this is it says public utility, and all of this does align. It does say construction. I'm just saying that there is a document before you that has construction on it, and you can utilize the utility of the coin for 3D printed construction. So in the future, I'd like you guys to use digital finance, these utilities, the actual utility of the token to fund construction projects. That is something that does align, David. I know it's different.
No, Mr. Jones, it doesn't align. The fact that you can take a word and connect it to another word doesn't mean you're talking about something on the agenda.
I believe it does. I'd be open to sit and speak to you after that, but I'll be waiting for my next 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, Mayor,
Afternoon.
Commissioners. Mr. Washington, Mr. Strom, fellow citizens, greetings in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Daniel Scott, and I live in the city over 31 years. And that's my real identity. I'm a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ. I'd like to address the public hearings, numbers 2 and 3.
Mr. Scott, you're only up here to talk about things that are actually on the agenda for approval. Public hearings are not things we vote on today.
We'll have a public hearing later.
Oh, so I can speak then?
Yes.
Very well.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, seeing no further public comment, this brings us to our next item. I'm sorry, I'm working through my, and that is petitions and, approval of the minutes. Can I have a motion to approve prior meeting minutes?
So moved.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. That brings us to petitions and communications. Mr. Clerk,
First one's communication received from Jerry Haroff regarding parking issues in the city.
receive and filed.
Communication received from Lance Owens calling for accountability, oversight, and protection of civil rights.
Receive and filed.
Communication received from Nathan Honeycutt regarding FOIA appeal request number 2026-169.
Receive and filed.
And communication received from Betsy Hernandez, Northeast Citizen Action Association President regarding the fiscal year 27 focus areas.
Receive and filed.
And communication received from Johnny Brand Sr. regarding the police chief.
Receive and filed. That brings us to report of city officers.
A comptroller's warrant report for the period of January 13, 2026 through January 26, 2026, in the amount of $27,433,945.76.
Receive and filed.
And the treasurer's report for the period of January 14, 2026 through January 27, 2026.
Receive and filed. That brings us to our consent agenda. These are items which are which have passed through committee unanimously and have not been pulled for by any individual commissioner for any reason. Can I have a motion?
Support.
All in favor of passing the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries, and that brings us, there being no ordinances to be adopted, to city resolutions. And the first is a resolution, pardon me, can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
So moved.
Support.
And Commissioner, pardon?
You gotta call the roll on the motion. Or, not, I mean,
You mean get a motion?
or just approve the motion, sorry.
Yep, motion carries. Commissioner Perdue, can I have a motion on this resolution?
We got that.
Oh, we did? I thought it was just for suspending the rules.
Oh, sorry.
So moved.
Right on. Okay. Commissioner Perdue, if you could introduce this for us.
You need a call.
Oh, we're good.
You're good? Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to give a little bit of background behind this resolution. This is related to the matter of the water main break claims that occurred last summer. And this matter was presented to the City Commission in previous closed sessions together with a written legal opinion regarding this claim. Settlement of the pursuit claims of the water main break claimants, and there is a list of names, was recommended in the total global amount of $195,000 payable to the Claimants Council, and this amount includes any and all claims by claimants arising from the June 13, 2024 water main break at Adams Street and Philadelphia Avenue Southeast, described in the pre-suit claims and supporting documentation.
Thank you. Any questions? Otherwise, I think all of us can say it's been a long time coming, and we're certainly glad to have a resolution here. Any other comments? Otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, motion carries. That brings us to public hearings. And our first public hearing, we're going to have a public hearing as Board of Review to hear appeals on Crescent Avenue Alley improvements, special assessment roll number 8774. And Actually, we're waiting for it to be introduced, so Ms. Post, come up.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Post, the acting city assessor currently. Today, we're asking the city commission to act as board of review to hear appeals of charges levied on the Crescent Avenue Alley Improvement Special Assessment Roll Number 8774. This project was for improvement of the Crescent Street Alley between Grand Avenue and Eastern Avenue. It consisted of grading, concrete paving, gravel shoulders, and tree removal. The construction was completed in 2025, and the final project cost was $119,628.42. The city share of the cost was $7,892.21, reducing the final assessment to be spread to a total of $111,736.21. And this resulted in a final assessment of rate of $100.14 per front foot. Property owners were all sent notices on January 5, 2026, and notified of the special assessment and appeal process. The special assessment roll has been open for public inspection for at least 2 weeks, starting on January 19th through today, and the assessor's office has received 3 appeals to date. Today is the final opportunity to file an appeal. Appeals must be made in writing, and I have forms available and will be available in room 901 to assist anyone who wishes to file an appeal.
Thank you, and I can see we have at least 2 people who want to speak to this.
My name is Sebastian Erdley. I'm the owner of a property on 715.
Go right into the microphone. Thank you.
I'm the owner. Sebastian Erdley. I'm the owner of 715 Innis Street, which was affected by the special assessment. Here with me today is my girlfriend, who is probably a little bit more equipped to talk on this from her job in title work, so I hand it over to her.
Yeah, so I was actually his real estate agent as well, and I just wanted to come here. We also filed a written appeal, but when we purchased this home in April of '25, we toured the home, obviously saw the alley. The construction, by all intents and purposes, was complete at that time. We had no evidence that there was an active assessment happening. And additionally, we got title insurance, nothing showed up there, and because it was not an active assessment that was due and payable, it's not in public knowledge. So it did not come up when we purchased the home. I did speak to the engineer and the treasurer about the timeline. The treasurer does say it's flagged, but I work at a title company. I checked it today. It is not flagged. I mean, it's flagged if you call, but if you just search the property, as most title companies would, it does not show up. So right now, if you were to purchase a home on this property, it wouldn't show up, and we purchased the home under the impression that there was no active assessment, but now we're being billed for it. Additionally, I know it was an elective assessment, and I believe it was a 50.2% pass. So had we lived there at that time, it would not have passed, and we would not have voted in favor of it. So just asking for consideration in terms of our portion of the assessment. I believe there's only one other property that has been sold since the vote. The vote was, I believe, in '22. And I believe prices per home were finalized, or at least had a good estimate 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But I guess I'm just not understanding how people can be purchasing homes without knowledge of this assessment that's already decided. So, anything to add?
I don't think so. Just a little surprised to get a $4,000 mail in the bill, or $4,000 bill in the mail, and not have any knowledge therefore, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Others wishing to be heard in this public hearing? Yeah.
Hello, City Commissioners. Hello, my name is Sonia Walma. I'm from the West Side. I'm speaking here today on behalf of the Grand Rapids Action Committee. Last month, following the deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy in Minneapolis,
No.
we held a meeting
Excuse me,
with a broad
excuse me,
group of
excuse me,
workers,
excuse
activists,
me.
immigrants,
Hold the mic.
and other community members to discuss how we should respond to ICE activity here in Grand Rapids.
I don't want to have to declare you out of order. You may be, are you, we're, okay. I'd ask security to, pardon? Can security please escort this individual away from the microphone?
No financial or political support for ICE, no local assistance in ICE operations, no compliance with ICE demands.
Point of order, Mayor. I just want to be clear for the community who just walked in that we are in a public hearing for a different matter, not the regular open public comment period. There may be a confusion, and this is not this comment should be shared during our open public at the end.
Should have been.
It will be at the end of our meeting like our usual agenda. This just happens to be a public hearing for the Board of Review. We're acting as a special Board of Review for a tax assessment right now, and those are the people coming forward. So that's unfortunately the miscommunication right now.
Working people, we don't really have time to sit through a whole situation.
Well, you certainly have time to listen to me when I'm trying to explain something to you, sir, or ma'am, I don't know what your gender is. But you certainly have time to listen, and if you're not willing to listen to what's going on in a meeting, we don't really have any options except to try to maintain order. So if you want to sit down, you can certainly speak during the public comment at the end.
Okay. We're here to demand sanctuary.
Did you hear what I said?
We're here to demand sanctuary.
Do you understand the concept of public comment?
Maximum
Okay, please, you're out of order.
And we'll leave.
ICE, fuera. 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 ICE, out.
Just saved us half an hour. Anyone else wish to be heard about the alley on Crescent Street? Seeing no further comments, I will ask that this hearing now be closed. That moves us on to our next item, which is something from which I'm going to recuse myself. We're having, I believe, 2 consolidated public hearings. Ms. Renero is coming up, but I'll ask our president to come up because, just so the audience and the public knows, there's a request here regarding a business that I have an interest in. So I'm recusing myself even from being around while this is being public heard.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Mayor, for stating what that conflict was. And now I'm just going to read. We have 2 public hearings that we're going to that are open today, but we're going to take them together because they're regarding the same property. And I'm going to go ahead and read both, and then I'll turn it over to Ms. Renero, our Economic Development Director. So first is a public hearing to consider establishing an industrial development district for Long Road Distillers at 1750 Elizabeth Avenue Northwest. And then the companion item is a public hearing to consider an application for an industrial facilities exemption certificate filed by Long Road Distillers for a $680,000 project located at same address, 1750 Elizabeth Avenue Northwest. So again, first we'll hear from Ms. Renero, and then we'll hear from the applicant, and then we will open the hearing. Ms. Renero?
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, I'd like to give you a quick overview of the project and then invite former Commissioner John O'Connor to come up and talk on behalf of the project. So yes, as this was explained, we have a district as the first item, and the second item is related to the Industrial Facilities Exemption Certificate. Long Road Distillery operates at a space on Leonard at 537 Leonard and utilizes an off-site warehouse for storage and equipment. And these facilities are operating at maximum capacity. So this request around, for the exemption certificate will allow growth of their expansion production capabilities, including distillation, thank you, capacity, and the installation of a canning line for its ready-to-drink products. This is a facility that's 20,000 square feet. The estimated project cost is $679,727 in real property improvements across $520,000 for real property, and $139,125 in new equipment. The value to Long Road is approximately $60,000 over the 12-year period. I'd like to invite Commissioner.
Right behind you.
Yes, hi.
If you'd like to proceed, Mr. O'Connor, to the microphone. Thank
you so much.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Commissioner.
Nice to see all of you as well. Yeah, thank you to Ms. Renero and her team in Economic Development for helping us work through this. We've been in business for almost 11 years now at 537 Leonard on the west side. Our space is pretty well built out to capacity, as well as our offsite storage locations pretty well maxed out. We had the opportunity to begin utilizing this building about 2 years ago. It's a very old, tired industrial building that's had a bunch of weird additions added on over the years. However, for us, it's it's a great building in a great location near where we're at. Excited about. It's kind of a forgotten part of the northwest side. It's a bunch of dead-end streets up to Plaster Career to Indian Mill Creek. We got new neighbors across the street with Habitat having recently moved their headquarters across the street, and so there's some activity happening in the neighborhood. We're just excited to be able to have all of our operations under one roof. We'll provide a great amount of additional capacity and room for future growth. And we've already installed a canning line for our ready-to-drink products. We've also been able to begin producing non-alcoholic products as well as the market changes. And we appreciate the opportunity to have this public hearing and be considered for this, which will help us continue to grow and remain in Grand Rapids.
Thank you for that information. And hearing that overview, we're going to go ahead and open the public hearing, again, for both of the considerations of both the Industrial Development District as well as the Industrial Facilities Exemption Certificate. Mr. Scott?
Thank you, Commissioner. Again, I'm a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ. That's my real identity, most important identity. Yeah, I'd like to address this issue again, as I did last time. Again, I've ministered in Hartside neighborhood over 45 years, and I see almost every day the result of alcohol. Again, I've shared with you, I used to be a drunkard before I was born again and delivered and saved by the Lord Jesus Christ in his death on the cross. This is not far from where I live, and if you notice, especially during the summertime, you're seeing more and more people affected by alcohol on the west side, living outside, begging for handouts. I'm not against that, but I am against this plan because it could affect my neighborhood as it does affect the whole city. Again, to Mayor LeGrand, and now I understand former Commissioner O'Connor, anyone associated with this, as well as the council here, the Holy Scripture says this: woe to him who gives his neighbor drink, who puts the bottle to him and makes him drunk, that you may look on his nakedness. You will be filled with disgrace rather than honor. Now you yourself drink and expose your own nakedness. The cup is in the Lord's right hand. He will come around to you with disgrace. Disgrace will come upon you. I oppose this for the sake of the city and the west side. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else who'd like to be heard on this public hearing? Okay. Hearing and seeing no one else, we're going to, actually, let me ask colleagues, did anybody else have a question, Commissioner?
Yeah, not a question. Thanks, Madam President. Just a comment. As a former colleague and friend, I know Long Road's presence on positive impact for that neighborhood. So just excited to see and support what they're doing to expand their operations. So thanks.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and now that's been closed, and this is now referred to the Committee of the Whole. Thank you. And would somebody grab Mr. Mayor and have him come back? Thank you.
Those hearings being concluded, this brings us to public comment and an opportunity for that. And unfortunately, a lot of our public commenter friends seem to have left, but those who remain can come to the microphone.
All right, now my 3 minutes. How y'all doing? I'm D. Jones. It's Black History. Don't forget that y'all stole our history. They stole our history, and I don't like that. And black people still struggle, even though Caucasian people stole our history. Y'all utilize our history to be able to be in power. And some of y'all are just so prideful, y'all forget about us and the African Americans. And I believe nobody is illegal on stolen land, honestly. And I did like Bad Bunny's performance. And I do believe we should be supporting and sticking up for our Hispanic community, as I have Hispanic and African American nieces and nephews. But me just being an ethical person, I believe when something is bad and something is wrong to our community, that people should stand up and be a voice. So also, Vladimir Putin unveiled that that this Jesus figure was a black person. I know y'all seen the world leaders do that. So let's keep it real thorough, because I'm a very truthful person. I like the truth, the real truth, the universal truth. As I was speaking on this party ecosystem, as I explained, I am on the committee for it's Black History, but I am on the committee for the GR Chambers for our business taxes and regulations committee. So I will be speaking on 3D printing construction. I will be speaking on esports and infrastructure and cryptocurrency, because it can be used for the social good. I know how businesses in the GR chambers influences our community and the Republicans in the infrastructure. And the Republicans like this 3D printed construction, because even though they sit there and have the codes, and there's pending litigation against the codes right now, they like for their construction projects to be built, but it's so expensive for them to build it, because even they get in the way of them being able to build cheaper. It's crazy how politics is. Get out of your own way. And then you guys know that I was speaking about historical black colleges. I was being very, very strategic of getting a historical black college, Texas Southern University, being able to increase digital equity for historical black colleges, because I live in the second worst city for economics for African Americans. And I expect our elected leaders to do something about that continuously. We need continuous investment on the South Side, and all African Americans. We need to uplift every single person. And I am going to be a voice. I'm going to use the same voice that I'm speaking here at City Hall, at the GR Chambers, to the billionaires, to the American way, which is the Amway, which is really black people, which is black culture, which is black everything. The history of America is based off of black spirituality, black people, black culture, black African Americans that are struggling every day, and you guys need to do something about it. That was my question at the Mayor's Monday that I forgot, is, David, what are we going to do about the economy? What are we going to do about the South Side? And I know that you love people, and I care about you, David, but we need to work together to be sure that the economy is equitable and equal for everyone. African Americans, Black History.
Good afternoon, Johnny Brand. I'm here to speak on the new police chief. I know we have the interim chief, Joe Trigg, and I can tell you with knowledge that he would be the best next chief in this city. He's a man of character. He's been with us for 25 years. He loves our city. All the personnel love him. He's got Kosminski was his partner. That Kos means a lot to him, and so he's dedicated to this city. Our chief did a great job that's leaving, but he chose to leave to go to a never ever home or whatever that is and go out on top. Well, we're not done yet, and I think this our new chief will take us further. And I compliment Mr. Washington on that too. I think that there's been great strides made, but there's a lot more to do. The fact that we have 320, they keep saying mandate 312. That's, to me, we need more officers than that. And maybe you very well know that, but we do. I mean, the amphitheater, the soccer stadium, all that, we know that we need more officers. I mean, you've got 3-to-1 officers down in Pensacola where the chief's leaving, ex-chief, and here it's like 1.5. We're low national average. We are. And police serve a great purpose. They do. I mean, they protect lives. They're a deterrent. You got enough officers out patrolling. Crimes don't happen that would have because they're out patrolling. Their presence matters. They protect lives. I still come up here and say this because I still get so sick and tired of people that just bash the police. It's just bash the police. It's so easy to do, isn't it? You know, the old saying, well, then don't call them, right? Okay. I mean, that's what I feel about it. It gets so ridiculous. I just feel strongly that Joe Trigg is a man, and I know the national search is going to be done. And I know that shot of cost in the $200,000 area total, everything included. We did that with Eric Payne, and we hired him internally. We did hire outside with Chief Winstrom, and that was a good hire for sure. And he did a great job for us. Although I believe in loyalty and I believe in the staying with the city. I love Grand Rapids, and I want the next chief to stay with this city till they retire. And I feel strongly that Joe Trigg will do that. He's the man for the job. Don't you think there, Sir Mayor? He's laughing. I'm serious.
Who thought I was laughing? No, I'm sorry. We're not supposed to respond, Johnny. You know that.
You just did. I've just never seen a position like this is just sitting there so perfect. I mean, you got Chief Winstrom comes in, does so much, brings us up here, alongside Deputy Chief Trigg and Maycroft, that they learned from, mentored, and worked together to bring it up. And now our chief's leaving, unfortunately, and I think it's going to be for the best, all due respect to the ex-chief soon to be, because I think Joe Trigg will do the job. This man is a man of character. I don't know how many of you know him, but he's one solid man that loves our city and been policing for a long time, and bingo, I'm done. Thank you very much for your time. Maybe someday I'll meet some of the commissioners that I haven't ever met. I'd like to meet you someday. And so I'm going to get out of here as soon as I can get myself out of here. Sorry for the delay. Ouch. See you, Drew. I'm going to miss Drew Robbins, too. Tremendous commissioner. I support him fully in his next venture in politics. Oh. You want up, huh?
Hello, everybody. My name is Andy Vanderbo. I am a member of, resident of the 3rd Ward and the chairman of the Michigan Propane Gas Commission. According to the EPA, the Department of Energy, propane is a clean energy. Propane heats rural homes and fuels over 30,000 Michigan fleet vehicles like those that Rapid uses for public transportation. The Rapid bus system has a very low emissions and it supports the goals of the Grand Rapids Climate Action, the plan that I support. My hope is that our city leaders will continue to use propane, a clean green energy, and will not become overly reliant on EV buses and trucks for the city's fleet. EV trucks are not as clean as propane-powered vehicles, and they cost twice as much as comparable propane buses or trucks. For the foreseeable future, our electric grid in Michigan and most states uses a mixture of coal, natural gas, solar, wind, and nuclear. Our grid electricity is not clean. Propane vehicles also cost less to fuel and maintain. The city of Flint saved over $4 million in fuel costs during their first 5 years after switching to propane buses. Stephen Clapp, Director of Fleet Maintenance for the Rapids, stated earlier in the year that propane is less expensive than diesel fuel or gasoline. Propane prices do not fluctuate as much as diesel or gasoline, making it easier to budget annually. Propane vehicles also emit fewer greenhouse gases, nitrogen oxides, and particulate matter than gasoline, diesel, or electric-powered vehicles. Propane is the most widely used alternative fuel among U.S. Cities, schools, and fleets. I recognize the promise of EVs, but their supply chain has serious social and environmental impacts. A Harvard researcher recently highlighted that 75% of the cobalt that EV batteries come from mines in the Congo, using forced adult and child labor. These realities deserve discussion along our local substantiality goals. Consumers Energy provides a reliable electric service, but Michigan's electric grid still depends heavily on fossil fuels. While electric vehicles produce no tailpipe emissions, the electricity powering them is not a clean energy source. That means electrifying our city's 158 buses would actually increase citywide emissions to an estimate 16 metric tons per year compared to propane. The federal government is making it easier for a city to power up with propane. The Federal Transit Mission offers grant funding that Grand Rapids can use to expand or replace its bus and truck fleet. These federal funds can be used to purchase propane vehicles and propane fueling pumps. By expanding the city's fleet with FTA funding, the city can reduce fleet vehicle costs, reduce emissions, and move closer to its climate goals without overloading the grid. Thank you, Commissioners, for your time and leadership on this matter.
Afternoon once again. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Washington for his kind and powerful comments concerning Police Chief Winstrom at the last meeting here. I agree with your comments 100%. I do hope one of these quotes from Police Chief Winstrom is not true here. This is right off the internet. Stupid politicians are anti-police just to score political points. Wherever you are, Police Chief Winstrom, I personally thank you for the 4 years that you gave us, and I will miss you personally. I want to give a personal invitation to all of you to come out to 425 East Cherry on Thursday. We will be preaching the gospel. Now, I don't use amplification, so I don't plan on doing that, but I will be there preaching within 100 feet of planned genocide because that's a public sidewalk. Please come out and really experience true love, true compassion for our fellow citizens that are not yet born. That's what we are out there for. Black History Month. Here's one of the babies saved from being murdered. Ocean Leah, saved from murder on December 9, 2022, born on July 11, 2023. What a beautiful baby. It is Black History Month. I'd like to honor that by reminding you that more black people have been murdered through what you call abortion than all other causes. More black people have been murdered since 1973 through the murder in the womb, more than combined all other causes. Again, Martin Luther King Jr. How can the dream survive if we murder the children? Every aborted baby is like a slave in the womb of his or her mother. The mother decides his or her fate. His niece, quote, "When we said we will no longer sit at the back of the bus, a place was being reserved for us at the abortion clinic." Let me close with the comments of the founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger. "We don't want the word to get out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. They are human weeds, reckless breeders, spawning human beings who never should have been born. That's why I accepted an invitation to talk to the women's branch of the Ku Klux Klan." That's who you support. That's the spirit you support. If you support 425 and take money from them and get endorsed by them, that's the spirit you're supporting.
Hoy día quiero hablarte en español. ¿Me ayudas? Ustedes necesitan dos micrófonos cuando hay dos personas.
Why do I want to speak to you in Spanish? You need two microphones when there's two people.
Sí. ¿Por qué estoy aquí?
Why am I here?
Estoy aquí a repetirles, no hay ningún centro de información en el centro de la ciudad.
I'm here to tell you again that there is no information center downtown.
Es tonterías de no tener un centro de información.
It's nonsense not to have an information center downtown.
No quiero decir ustedes son tontos.
I don't mean to say that you're stupid.
Quiero decir ustedes son sordos.
I want to say that you're deaf.
Muy sordo.
Very deaf.
No ciego.
Not blind.
Solo sordo.
Only deaf.
No me estás escuchando.
You're not listening to me.
Les voy a explicar por los últimos dos centros de información fueron fracasos.
I'm going to tell you why the last two information centers were failures,
Muy fracaso.
big failures,
Es porque ellos estaban escondidos dentro de otros edificios.
because they were hidden inside other buildings.
Y los otros dos centros de informaciones no estaban abiertos en las noches, fin de semana o festivos.
And the other two information centers weren't open at nights and weekends or holidays.
Es tonterías.
It's nonsense.
Pregunta,
Question.
¿dónde está el mejor lugar? Cambia el reloj a 6 minutos, por favor.
Please change the clock to 6 minutes.
Cambiar de 3 minutos a 6 minutos.
Please change it from 3 minutes to 6 minutes.
3 minutos más, por favor.
3 minutes more, please.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Pregunta,
Question.
¿dónde está el mejor lugar a tener un centro de información?
What's the best place to have an information center?
Yo digo, está atrás la estatua de Rosa Parks Circle, de Rosa Parks.
I say behind the Rosa Parks statue.
¿Cuál es el mejor esquina, intersección en el centro de la ciudad?
Which is the best corner or intersection in downtown?
El mejor.
The best one.
Sí, el principal.
The principal one. The main
Es
one.
la esquina de Pearl y Monroe.
The corner of Pearl and Monroe.
¿Por qué quiere esconder un centro de información adentro de otro edificio?
Why do you want to hide the information center inside another building?
Y pienso los empleados adentro del centro de información deberían los empleados de la DDA y CVB.
So you should have the DDA and CVB employees inside of the information center.
Y otra cosa, quiero construir un centro de información de 2 pisos.
Another thing is I want to build an information center that's 2 stories high.
Pienso en la Riverbank Run que viene.
I think in the upcoming Riverbank Run,
El segundo piso debería ser para el Wood TVA, Canal 13, todo el media.
the second story should be Wood TVA and all the other medias.
Y quiero llamar el centro de información
And I want to name that information center
BMA,
BMA,
Bissell Meyer Amway.
Bissell Meyer Amway.
Porque Bissell estaba en el centro de la ciudad de Grand Rapids en 1876.
Because Bissell was in downtown Grand Rapids since 1876.
Y Meyer desde 1934.
And Meyer since 1934.
Y Amway desde 1959.
And Amway since 1959.
¿Qué vas a llamarlo?
What are you going to, I'm sorry.
No, está bien.
What are you going to call it?
Sí. Y adentro los empleados de la DDA y CVB
And inside the workers of the DDA and CVB,
debería colectar toda la información del centro de la ciudad
they should collect all the information from downtown
diario.
daily.
Diario, muy importante.
It's very important that they do it daily.
Sí, cuando las visitantes nuevas que vengan aquí
So when new visitors come here
por el estadio de fútbol
for the football stadium
y el anfiteatro,
and the amphitheater,
Downtown Grand Rapids tiene un centro de información mejor de cualquier ciudad en el país.
downtown Grand Rapids will have the best information center in the whole country.
Y no quiero ofenderte a decir ustedes son sordos.
And I don't want to offend you by saying that you're deaf,
But ojalá no es ciego porque hay papeles a leer.
but I hope you're not blind because I've given you papers to read.
Es tu tarea.
It's your homework.
Have a good day.
Good afternoon. My name is Veronica Griffin.
Can you speak right into the microphone, please?
Oh.
Thank you.
Hi. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Veronica Griffin, and I am a 45-year resident of the city of Grand Rapids, and I have enjoyed Easttown for the past 30 years. I'm here today to talk to you all about an experience that I have been living. It's actually a nightmare for the last 2+ years, and it involves the City of Grand Rapids Police Department. I have filed multiple police reports in 2025 regarding what I believe to be multiple tenants and/or regular visitors to the home right next door to my home breaking into my home. On October 9th, 2025, this was no different. I came home and noticed obvious signs of yet another break-in into my home. I called Grand Rapids Police Department, and I have a blank here for the police report number because I didn't have it when I typed this up. 2 individuals arrived, one male, one female. The female remained silent as the male officer introduced her as a soon-to-be officer. The individuals that arrived was at my home very briefly and obtained no information and did not enter the home regarding this break-in. The officer briefly explained that after he radioed in for backup, that we have a team of people who specialize in these types of break-ins. He then left the front porch of my home and went right to talk to the neighbors next door who were outside. He then sat in his truck for a few minutes and he came back to my porch. I'm going to forward down to that. That was on October 9th of 2025. On October 11th, 2025, needless to say, the officer called in for backup. The backup officers that did come came and looked at the break-in on the door and said, oh, the door is old. They said that there is not going to be any investigation into this, and that I could, basically just go home. I mean, just go away. They did call in a mental health professional, trying to indicate that the reason for my call had a mental health component to it. Nothing could be further from the truth. So 2 days later, October 11th, I returned home and again found that someone had been in my home. I called 911. Then almost immediately, I called back to the Grand Rapids Police Department to disregard that call, because all I could think of was that they were going to come back, treat this as a mental health issue when it's not, and then again do nothing. And
Ma'am, you're at the end of your 3 minutes. We do have an officer. We usually have officers here. Chief Beecroft's at the back. You might want to talk to him. Thank you.
okay, all right, thank you.
Hello, friends. Mark from Grand Rapids. Well, the orange fellow is still up to his old tricks once again. This guy is losing it. And he's losing it big time. Snarling at the media, lying to people, as he does all the time. Now he wants to sabotage Canada by using the Gordie Howe Bridge as bait. It's not good. And if Congress allows him to keep on doing this, we will keep on going down that rabbit hole where the rest of the world is going to say to hell with the United States. But this is what he wants. Now it's up to the people who need to be registered to vote and get ready to vote in the midterms. I don't want to see a stunt like they pulling down North Carolina, where Western Carolina University, North Carolina Greensboro, and North Carolina A&T are being sabotaged of their voting places. Don't want that here. Don't want that in the state. Don't want that here in the state of Michigan. So it's up to so get ready and get registered and get ready to vote in the midterms. I want 85 to 90% participation. We don't want to see this dictatorship become a criminal enterprise. And as for the search for the chief, search for a new chief, I don't want this. I don't want this individual to be be involved in any hate group whatsoever. It's bad. That's bad, bad, bad. Can't have it here. We don't want segregation here in Grand Rapids. No way, no how. Thank you. Revenge 2026.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name's Jake Baker. I live in the John Ball Park neighborhood, and I really don't like public speaking. So apologies for that up front. But I'm here today because this year marks the 4th year that John Ball Zoo's Lantern Festival has been going on. And with each year, the impacts of that Lantern Festival on our neighborhood continue, while there is not accountability for those actions. And I'm here on behalf of the other concerned neighbors that feel that at the heart of this issue, we see a gap between governance and enforcement. According to the Kent County Commissioners, the zoo is a semi-autonomous entity. While it's on county land, the county has clearly stated it doesn't oversee zoo operations, nor does it enforce codes or ordinances on behalf of the zoo. While the county has asserted that the county itself is exempt from city zoning due to case law, the zoo has in turn decided that they too have the same exemption and that this exemption should apply to them as well. As neighbors, we don't really understand why a separately operated entity would be exempt from city zoning and city ordinance within city property. To our knowledge, in the last 4 years of Lantern Festival operation, the zoo has never secured a special events permit and has never submitted a site plan for parking, traffic mitigation, sound, or temporary lighting. As a result, the Lantern Fest, which runs from April to June every year, continues to operate in violation of city ordinance. Amplified sound past 10 p.m. on weekdays, high mass temporary lighting past midnight, reaching to residential homes, and using designated open space and green space for parking. Maybe you've had the luxury of going to the Lantern Fest and have been part of that flurry of activity. Now imagine that 10 weeks in a row as the neighbor. We learned recently that there was a meeting between the county, there was a discussion between county administration staff and the city staff about ordinance enforcement, but no meeting ever occurred. So we're left in limbo. There's no permits, no oversight, no enforcement, no mitigation, no accountability. And so it brings us to the question that we'd love to get an answer for. Why does the zoo appear to be treated differently than other county projects within city limits, like the stadium or amphitheater, both of which will need to comply with city codes? These concerns have been raised with the zoo and the county, but neither seem willing to pursue voluntary alignment with city ordinance. And so we're left asking the city to do what it does everywhere else, exercise its oversight authority within city limits to ensure the zoo's activities comply with local codes and ordinances. Thanks for your time.
Seeing no further public comments, I'll turn to my commissioners, my colleagues. Oh, I'm sorry.
I've got just a quick thing. Hi, I will keep this brief. I didn't come here with the intention to share a comment. I came here actually on behalf of a class that I'm in for the Grand Valley Masters of Social Work. I was here to kind of take in what local government looks like, and just want to point out, and well, in my program, I am learning how to treat all people with fairness and with equity, and would like to point out the discrimination that I just witnessed in this room here today, and would love to see some accountability. I saw before the public comment section, there were 3 people who stepped up and spoke out of line about things that were not on the agenda. The first was a black man who was speaking about finances. He was talked down to and told to have a seat. The second was a queer person who was talking about ICE and was again talked down to and not explained until the people in the audience here forced them to explain why they were being removed. And then Mayor LeGrand stepped out in this moment, but a white man who was coming up here to spew Bible verses was not cut off. He was allowed to speak, even though his comments, like the two before him, had nothing to do with the public comments piece that was being reviewed there. He mentioned that he lives on the west side and that but he never at any point drew his comment into the realm of what was going on with Long Road Distillery. So I'm really disappointed to see that the conduct that was made towards the person of color and the person of a different gender identity, but that same action was not taken towards the white person, and would love to see this group of people do better in the future. And as a student of this space and I'm learning what that looks like, would love for something to be done about that. Thank you.
See no further comment. Turn to my colleagues. Commissioner Kilgore?
Yeah, thank you very much to the Grand Valley student. I am also getting my master's at Grand Valley right now and master's of public administration. So thank you for your comments. I do think I can't speak to the first two, but to the last, I will say that Pastor Scott's comments were in direct opposition to anyone serving alcohol. So that one I could see where that was more in line with the expansion of a distillery and things. I could see that one made a more direct connection. And we can always do better. I think Grace, I was just talking with a colleague of Grace has really been my word for last year we're getting into the second year of my first term here and just really see how much we need grace. The first instance of grace that I think of is our plow truck drivers that have been doing 12-hour shifts. I want to let folks in the community and my constituents know we are hearing your concerns. We have gotten record snowfall. We have gotten over a foot more than we usually get within the city of Grand Rapids. So that creates quite a challenging strain on our operations. We also want to hire more personnel who do this hard job that often goes unseen. So thank you to all of our city staff, but especially those who are working a hard job and doing long shifts. And we'll continue to see how we can mitigate that intense precipitation. I want to welcome Interim Police Chief Trigg in his new role and thank him for his service. I think my colleagues and I can speak for I-Statements. I am so excited to work with him and am excited to see what he does in this interim role as we go into community meetings, as we'll have a commission night out where folks can connect more, and we're going into budget season. So this will be a very interesting time to lead as a chief, and I look forward to working with him as a commissioner and as a member of the Public Safety Committee. So yeah, those were top of mind for me. I also am excited to see in our economic project development team. That's a new committee for me, so I'm not used to that just yet. But we did get some very early conversation about the Third Ward Equity Fund. And so for my colleagues, so once we get in May and we get into the nitty gritty, so it's not anything new, I am really looking forward to us having intentional movement on street calming efforts for the busy Kalamazoo corridor. So on Kalamazoo Street in the Third Ward, neighbors all over our community have talked about how they want to see traffic calming. There are many ways that we know that we can do that, whether that be adding lights, adding stop signs, or even flashing beacons. And I'm hopeful to gain your support as we go through the budget on at least addressing one of those concerns that will, of course, be in alignment with Mobile GR's prioritization of what would look best. So that's top of mind for me, and hope everyone has a safe evening.
Commissioner Belcher.
Yay, I get to go right after you. That's perfect. Well, thank you. That was really well said, and there's so many things that I could echo there. I just I have a few things to share as well regarding the snowplow. I want to share my deepest sympathies with all of us. We are in this together. I have gotten stuck many times in my downtown near West Side neighborhood, and so I got to ride along with a snowplow driver on the 23rd of January, and they really are working hard, and I think I mentioned it then, but we do need to move our cars. So I echo what Commissioner Kilgore said there to all of our staff working so hard overtime. And I think that, grace, civility, progress, these are words that we keep using. And all of this in this moment and what I hear today that I want to reflect is change. We have a lot of change happening, and I would love to have a chance to chat with the Grand Valley student afterwards, and would welcome you into my office. I like to democratize the view so people can come there, and also I would extend that invitation to Jake from John Ball Zoo Neighbors as the First Ward Commissioner. I would love to chat a little more about that. But we are in a season of change, and I would like to reflect that one of the things I heard our Brandon Davies from OPA say today during our Black History Month declaration was that we are here to continue to demonstrate our commitment to honor the contributions of all the people in Grand Rapids who make our city what it is throughout the entire history. And I think that is a great leverage point to think about how we are now welcoming a sister city as of today. Hopefully that will be finished on the Canada side with Vaughan, and it was a pleasure to meet those folks and the hospitality and the connections. I think it is the same thing internationally that people really want in the community locally. And even when we see disruption in our meetings, it's because people want to be heard. And it all comes down to the fact that we really do want to keep our city safe. We want to keep our streets welcoming, and we want people to feel productive and that they can get to know each other. And that's why it continues to be important for us to reiterate that we are doing everything we can to ensure that our policies are being implemented, to make sure we're working with federal agencies the way that we're supposed to be or not be. In this case, we're talking about the federal, what is the name of our policy? I forgot for a second. The police policy and our policy here at the commission and the staff level, where we don't ask for immigration status or work with anything outside of our normal duties. And so on that note, I would like to just say welcome again to Interim Chief Trigg. I've had the opportunity to meet him and talk to him, work with him, and I do think that he is a brave soul for stepping up, and he has a legacy there to continue with Chief Winstrom. And I want to just really reflect on the last 4 years. I wasn't able to be commissioner during that time, but I wish Chief Winstrom the best as he moves forward with his career, and I want us to continue to build on all the progress and the wonderful things that he was able to do with our city. I think I heard some people here in the public comment say we've made a lot of progress and there's much more to be done. So it's a bit of a bittersweet and beautiful moment on that, but also I will just say, as my fellow colleague Commissioner Robbins has his last day today officially on the dais because he'll be gone next time. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for guiding me in the last year as I took this role, and I hope that we continue to have you in the back conversations to guide as we go forward. So thank you to everyone who continues to make our city great. I will end there.
Commissioner Perdue.
Good afternoon, everyone. Great to see you. It's been a great first month of the year. It's also been a little weird. It's been a lot of meanness happening and a lot of kind of manufactured chaos. I don't have any comments today, but just want to encourage us all to take care of ourselves and to lead in love and light and with strategy.
Thank you, Mayor. I concur with those comments, and I just want to say good luck, Commissioner Robbins. I know, again, you'll not, what'd you say?
I said that too.
That too. Not officially done, but this is the last time we'll see you up here. Thank you for your service, and I'm sure you're going to still be in the city, so sorry I have to leave and not going to be able to see you. But and I also wanted to say, yes, it is Black History Month, and some people may know that Auburn Hills, which is a neighborhood on the northeast side of town, that was started by, I think it was 5 different, and I apologize if I have the number wrong, 5 different Black families. The city was selling property, then they became aware of who was going to sell it, pulled back the sale, but these neighbors fought. And this was only in the 60s, so this wasn't that long ago. And that history, it's been out there. When I was running for office, I learned so much about the families and the people who live there. But what's most important, and something that I shared in my ward video, is that I think last month, it became part of the National Register of Historic Places, making it only one of 13 places in the state of Michigan. So that was a great designation and a great way to celebrate. I agree there's been a lot of things that are taking our focus off of things, and we're not going to let that happen here. I think having conversations with many of you today, there is a lot of manufactured noise, and there's a lot of good that is happening inside the city. There's a lot of committed individuals, some who you may see more of than others, but I appreciate your comments about the snow plowing as well, Commissioner Kilgore. Additionally, we celebrated our colleague, Commissioner Perdue, as she was recognized as, I think, the Walter Koh Humanitarian Award. Am I getting the plumber? I'm sorry. I'm getting the Humanities and Humanitarian Award, but congratulations on your well-deserved Giants Award. I think sometimes we forget that we are all part of history, either being first or second or, the only sometimes. And quite honestly, today I know there were some comments shared. I walked away. I felt some microaggressions today, and I needed to walk away what didn't feel healthy for me. And so it's great to celebrate Black existence and excellence. And so congratulations again. And then lastly, I just want to say, there is a number of things in front of us. You heard the city manager's decision for, making an interim role. And also what will be the future role of the police chief. This body has a decision in front of us as it relates to our city attorney's position. And then we also have a decision, depending on what we'll do with Commissioner Robbins' soon-to-be vacated seat. So I look forward to working with all of you if that is a direct decision that we all make up here, working hard to make sure that happens. Because at the end of the day, I remember the first job I had, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to miss me so much. They're going to be so sad that I'm gone. And then like a week later, they're like, they get over it, right? And so we thank everybody for their service. Certainly thanks to the chief for the service, and thank you to Deputy Chief, now Interim Chief Trigg, and Deputy Chief Maycroft as well. I think the sign of a good leader is to leave a good place, and change is inevitable. And so I'm looking forward to working through change, but always reminding people the strength of the city of Grand Rapids and the motto of the city of Grand Rapids, which is strength and activity. And so that's what I'm keeping on the forefront as we move through a number of these changes. Thank you.
Thanks. Commissioner Robbins.
Yeah, thank you for those comments. I appreciate it. First of all, I want to commend city manager's decision in the appointment of interim DC Trigg. I know I've received a lot of positive feedback about him. I have had the privilege of working with him the past several years in a number of capacities, getting to know him just as a person. I have utmost faith that the city is going to be in the best hands when it comes to all matters public safety. So we're super grateful to have him. So I'll keep it brief, but just with some parting comments, I owe a great deal of thanks to a lot of people, the city staff and appointed officials, current and former, who have expressed their appreciation. I'm super grateful for that. To my city commission colleagues, both current and former, who have wished me the best of luck, I appreciate the support. Most of all, to my friends and family who have supported me since the beginning of this crazy endeavor and into the next, I thank you all the most. I jumped into the arena of politics with both feet, with very little formal experience and zero agenda beyond making the city that I call home a better place for all people. And that's exactly how I want to leave it. Well, I know I've had disagreements with my colleagues as recently as they've made it known today. I still believe and will attest that every single one of the people around this table up here are incredible human beings who love our city a whole lot. Serving in this role often reminds me of the friendship between Supreme Court Justices Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Antonin Scalia. They famously formed an unlikely duo despite vehement philosophical disagreements many times. They bonded over things like a shared love of opera, good wine and food, and their childhoods growing up in New York together. I'm happy that I've been able to experience a taste of what that looks like with my colleagues here. I still believe these types of relationships are possible in the landscape of American politics, and wherever my interest in public policy takes me, I will do whatever I can to ensure that there's space for that too. So with that, thank you for the privilege it's been the last several years. It's been an honor to help carry a city of 175 years old forward for just a couple more. While my service to this community might look different in the future, regardless of what happens in November, I'm always Team Grand Rapids, now and forever. So, thank you all.
Thanks. City Clerk?
Just a couple things. The city, Kentwood Public Schools has asked for a millage vote on the May 5 election. So if you are a resident in the Kentwood School District, you'll have an election on May 5. No one else will in the city. So there'll be one polling location open, and more information will be going out to all the voters in Kentwood Schools where that it'll be most likely at Brookside Christian Reformed Church. Also, with the changes that have happened in print media, the Grand Rapids Press has changed over the years, has changed ownership, has changed delivery, messed with my comics. And so things have changed at the Grand Rapids Press, and everybody knows that you don't get home delivery every day. And another change is coming that has been historically for years and years and years. The official proceedings of the city commission have been in the Saturday paper. And then there was no Saturday delivery. You had to go to the gas station or wherever else to go get the Saturday paper. They told us they are no longer printing our official proceedings in the Saturday paper. It'll be in the Sunday paper. So you'll get it delivered to your home again if you are still one of those few people that get the paper delivered to your homes. Can you do an editorial comment about editorials? And so it's extremely frustrating for a organization that wishes to get information out to people that, things have moved digitally, and we know that have moved digitally. However, if the newspapers want to move digitally and move away from print media and delivering it to homes, then the legislature needs to move in that direction too and allow us to provide that information in a purely digital form as well and not have to do both. So there's been legislation in the past as far as media and publishing official notices in print media, but as some cities no longer have even a weekly newspaper, it becomes quite frustrating. So I'll be looking to legislators and various others to look at this. I've been vocal on this in the past when I was at my former position as well. And but as this has changed, then we need to look at that. So I guess the caveat out of this is if you're looking for the official proceedings of the Grand Rapids City Commission, those will be in the Sunday paper in the near future. Thanks.
City Attorney?
I'll one-up your government minutia boring report with just lifting up the audit. The audit is something that we spent some time today talking about, and it's real evidence of government transparency, excellent fiscal policy, great fiscal collaboration, and for the team that was involved in that, they should be really proud of themselves to get the type of results that we did, despite being in the middle of an ERP. So I wanted to just give some credit where credit's due to that process and the individuals that were involved in that. Thank Commissioner Robbins again for your trust and collaboration and support. It's been a pleasure working with you. And recognize the commissioners that came to the Easttown annual meeting this weekend. It's always a blast to see you there, and it's nice to see you support neighborhoods in the city.
City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners, for your work. I too want to thank Commissioner Robbins for his public service. First of all, as a member of our U.S. military, active and reserve duty, and the service that he's provided, and then to continue public service as a local elected official, and now to aspire to higher office. He can't get enough of public service. So we thank him for everything that he's done here, and we'll still look forward to his support moving forward. And just appreciate all that he has done to be supportive of the staff as well. I also want to, in the spirit of Black History, thank you, Mayor and Commissioners, for your acknowledgement today. And Commissioner Sassi acknowledged the importance of trailblazers, and one of our own here on the dais receiving a humanitarian award, Commissioner Perdue. But first of all, I'm so pleased to have the opportunity to have leadership within the organization, and people step up. And people do that in every department. We have people who are acting today. Phil was here earlier, and he's our facility manager, and several people are acting. You heard Lindsay step up and did the assessors report. And so I'm grateful that Joe Trigg is also going to step up, and like many others in other departments, and like our own interim city attorney, make sure that we don't miss a beat. We have a very, very talented bench and a strong organization, and I'm certainly grateful and appreciative of every employee, Chief Winstrom's leadership, but I am very assured that we have the right people in the right place. And going back to Black history, Chief Payne was the first African-American chief of color to be permanently named. And I think this is, while he's not the first chief of color, he's the first acting chief that is a person of color, and he will do a good job. And so congratulations, Chief Trigg. Starting March 2nd. Everybody keeps wanting him to start now. March 2nd is the start date. I'm also very thankful today to have acknowledged get this commission support on our sister city. And that has been a long road, and it was good to have them come. No pun on long road, Mayor. Good to have them come here today and be part of our meeting. And we're looking forward to returning the visit. And I echo what our city attorney has said about the ACFR. I mean, that is always good news to get a report card on the stewardship of our financials and governmental accountability. And I do want to thank our comptroller for his work, and his team, Deputy Comptroller, also all the other staff that has worked to make sure that the information is provided and requests are responded to. It really is an organization-wide effort. So thank you for that work, as well as the briefings that we had today on Butterworth and vicinity and our mobility conversations. Those are very, very heavy and important topics, and I appreciate the Commission's thoughtful deliberation and guidance and giving us direction on both of them. So have a good evening.
So thanks everyone for coming. It is a little, I can't pass on the irony of the fact that we moved forward to having a sister city on the other side of a bridge that's currently under discussion to be blocked. It's a little strange to be blocking access to Canada, but I am certainly glad that we have a new interim chief in place, and I want to say publicly to this group what I said yesterday to a news camera, which is they asked me, so how are we going to go about getting a new chief? And I said, well, our city manager is going to go do the great job he did before. So I want to acknowledge and thank you, city manager, because you chose a chief who did great work here and really was part of moving our city in the direction of in the direction of progress. And so I assume we all have the highest confidence in your ability to keep that work going. To my colleague, Commissioner Robbins, who looks a little teary-eyed. I'm just calling it out here. There is I sometimes think that maybe since the founding of this country, demeaning politicians has been sort of a form of national sport. And it's very easy for people to say politicians and mean something negative. And, you know, as I look around this dais, everybody who's up here and everybody who I have, you know, trusted and known in politics has been in it for the common good. They haven't been in it for the opportunity or the egotism. And the politicians I really treasure and respect are the public servants. I mean, and those are really the same thing in my mind. For me, I continue to hope to redeem the word politician, because the politicians are the people we ask to do the work of ordering our governance. Not that we get to opt out of it by electing people, but the alternative to electing people is tyranny. And you know, I heard some sloppy commentary today on a news radio interview about politicians and you know, being selfish. And we don't do this work because we're selfish. We do this work because we care about the community. And I know you do, and I know you have, and I know you will. And one of the things I say about my favorite politicians, and I often think of retiring Senator Gary Peters, is it's tough for me to find his ego. I see him just wanting to do work and getting things done, and I don't see much evidence that he is all that interested in those things that it's so easy to accuse politicians of. And that's been true of all of my time and tenure with you. I don't think I've ever seen your ego in this work. And I believe you've got one. I think we all have them. But you've done a really, really impressive job of making modeling for everyone, for all of us, for me, and for the community, that politics is a good thing, and that it is a necessary and important and a vital part of how we keep our community together. And you have subsumed your ego in that work, and it will continue to be an example for me. And I don't just thank you for your service. I want to thank you for your example. I mean, plenty of people can do work, but how they do the work matters too. You know, you can build a garage and grumble about it the whole time, or you can build a garage and lift up the people on your crew and your team and take pride in your work. And so we are all proud of you. We are all glad to have had you with us on this work. You keep saying you're not going anywhere, and I know you're not. And you're a much younger man than I am. So stay safe and stay engaged and stay focused on the principles that you've applied here. So there's my thanks and my blessing. So you have our blessing as you go forth in the world, and keep your integrity, brother, because if you don't have your integrity, you don't have anything. So thank you all. Good night or good afternoon.